Hello, Warriors. This is going to be probably the thinnest volume week of the year besides the Christmas and Thanksgiving week, that time of year. And the volume will come back after Labor Day when people go back to school, which for hedge funds are going back to trading and trying to set up trades with their algos for whichever direction they're looking to take the market next. They will drive the market down so they could accumulate it or push the market up so they could distribute. So let's take a look at the dollar. I have a little hint here that if we take out 97, that's going to be um, uh, a signal that we're headed towards 95, 94 and a half. Some people are talking 93. And what we have across the board after Friday's big day are flagpoles. Okay, so we have a flagpole here, and I believe we're setting up a flag. I'm going to be attempting longs in the Dixie should we get down to 97.20. Here's another flagpole in euro, only it's a bull flag. You're getting a little flag here. And I plan on attacking this up here at the megaphone line. It's going to be about 1785, 1790. And I'll give it a pretty wide stop up there because it could just be a stop hunt if it wants to take out the stops at the high of the move at 1830, which, at 1790, that would be like a 50 pip stop. Because what could happen is we could get up here and they could extend it, push it just enough to clean out the stops. So I'll begin to become a seller there, and I'll use a pretty wide stop if we get up there this week towards it's about 90 and 90 points from here. So we'll see what happens there. Japanese yen is up today. After that big down day, I'm still expecting lower. Not a ton lower, but still think that we could achieve under the 46 handles. Some people are talking 45. And here's another flag formation, very weak. It could barely get off the mat, could barely rally, and it's Canada. This also would be a nice short on a rally for lower levels. I do think 36 and a half is possible. And Aussie is acting pretty good, unlike the flags that you have in Euro. Looks more like a flag. This looks more like a flag. The cable actually has the best looking flag of all of them. Um, but Canada, pretty weak flag. So, okay, let's get back to gold. The pressure is on gold, but I still see it consolidating this. I don't think you want to see if your first danger sign is going to be gold closing back under 33.40. Should not do that. And we should, if we're going to break out, not take that long for that to happen. Silver's giving up some ground too from 39, but I don't think that's a high either. We have platinum giving up. Platinum never looked good. Maybe it is rolling over. I don't like the way platinum and palladium have looked. That's kind of giving me, um, there's palladium, the idea that, I even though I flipped to gold to be bullish last week, I reserve the right to flip if I get negative signals. I get sell signals there to do something. TLT a little bit lower, but I'm still expecting some lower numbers in the yields, maybe back down to 410. We'll see if we could get some continuation moves. And then when we get to things like S&Ps, okay, it's nice that it pulled back. I'm looking at the 525 level up here, which would be, here's drive one, diverged really from here. before the first drive was completed. Here's drive 2. And if we can take out this high up here, which was 490, call it 490, and get up towards 520, which is about 65 handles from here, you'd have a nice setup to give it an attempt. Of course, the whole ball of wax is going to be what happens with uh, NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday. I think that's going to be the whole ball game. People are saying they never disappoint. Maybe they're due for disappointment. They too have not made new highs. And I also want to show the difference between that no one is really talking about is with the S&Ps on the verge of making new highs. NASDAQ's quite a bit off those highs. So I'm going to want to see where NASDAQ is at should S&Ps tick up and rally to 65.20. Maybe we're still just building a right shoulder here in NASDAQ. And I think that's about, oh yeah, Bitcoin I wanted to cover. I believe that most people, we talked about when I was on Friday that this was a rally to sell. This wasn't going to be the bottom. And, this was not great action that it gave up compared to what currencies have done. And every other market, they've held this, whether it's down like Canada, it hasn't taken out the high. And most other markets that had this kind of candle have not given it all back. Bitcoin looks weak. And that's another reason that I'd be willing to probe a short again. Maybe I might even do something with NVIDIA if they have good earnings and fade those good earnings if people are right about that. So 520, 65.20, 25 in S&Ps. Let's see if we could get Euro back to 1790-ish, 85.90. It's about 80 away. Still think yen can trade lower. Gold's really just consolidating last week's gains on the verge of a breakout, and we'll attempt something here in the S&Ps if we could rally about another 64 handles. Semiconductors still kind of weak. See what's going on in some of the other Max 7s. Here's one lesson I could show you. Here's Uber. Okay, so Uber has this 3 drive pattern, right? Here's 1, 2, 3. And what you might have going on here is we haven't taken out this high, right? Is that we have a fractal of a 3 drive on drive 3. So watch that. Taking out this high is not going to confirm it on the weekly. It's not going to confirm it on the daily. And it may not even confirm it on 4 hours. So at new highs, we'll see. Could be a short setting up there. It just took longer than I thought it would, like a month or two. I thought the third drive would be it here, and this was a successful trade. And then I got run over here. They made a little bit of money on this decline, and now we're headed towards a third drive. And keep in mind, this third drive is just a fractal of a larger 3 drive pattern here in Uber. But as far as I'm concerned, the semis are most likely your preferred short. Look, you have weekly divergence on NVIDIA. You have daily divergence on NVIDIA. You have 4-hour divergence on NVIDIA. So it's still a candidate of mine. I don't know if I want to crapshoot on the earnings. Maybe I'll wait till after earnings. Of course, if it's a real negative surprise, I'll miss it. I miss trades every day, and so do you, and so does everybody. And that's okay, because there's always another trade around the corner. And with that being said, good hunting. reduce leverage this week under thin market conditions. I think major inflection points will probably wait until everyone's back in their seats, but we'll trade what comes this week. Few ideas, let the market come to you. And more than that, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. I'll see everyone